Hey YouTube, we're here with the Airbus A330-600. Crashed it yesterday, had to crash land it because the gear wouldn't operate. Just wanted to show you the damage recovery here, the aftermath. Right there we've got the nacelles. We had actually some paint just in the process of putting all these things back in. They got damaged, and we did end up finding that piece. That piece actually tucks in. I'll lay down my radio here for a second, guys. This piece lays in underneath the access hatch that I built for the ESCs. I actually mounted these ESCs at an angle, 45-degree angle with epoxy, rather than hot glue because they were just popping out all the time. So yeah, that piece, we found it. We're able to reattach it. I used a 30-minute epoxy and clamped that on with a big piece of foam on the backside to kind of clamp against, and held that in for a couple hours, and used plain stew, also known as boiling water, and soaked a sponge and just allowed it to lay on these nick areas where they've been nicked bad, and basically fix that. It's not perfect. Then touch it up with silver. Now this nick was deep enough that I wasn't able to restore it completely, but I had it. It was probably about that deep before. Now it's gone mostly. You're not going to see it on the backside very easy, but I don't use that excuse very often. I want my planes to look good, even if you're looking up close. Had some minor damage on these things. The other day we picked up a stone right in front of our crash guard, or tail strike plate. And so I had filled that up and found a couple of just, miscellaneous little holes, filled them up with glue. Just a thicker CA foam safe, Bob Smith Industries. So anyway, got all that fixed. That was the primary issue here, which is when the nacelle broke off. The EDF wasn't damaged at all, and obviously you can see everything looks good in there. But what happened was this thing broke free, and it yanked the wire, so it just pulled the covers off, and then it just bent it about here. So when we were putting all that back together, you can imagine there was a little bit of paint that got rubbed off. No big deal. Now this was the other major point of damage, was the nose. And as you can see, it's pretty well recovered. Didn't have to do plain stew on this, just sanded it, clear coated it a couple of times. And I had a couple of sticks that just got rammed all the way in there. I had to dig those out. That was real fun. So yeah, I got that done. Had to reattach this part here to itself, and then I had to make a new hinge point. So I'll just show you that working, and you guys can kind of get a wide view of the gear working here. We'll cycle them a couple of times for you. They open up. See, that works just fine. These things have never really been great about lining up perfectly, but real quick I'll give you a close-up of that operation here. Opens, closes, and then as you can see, what I do is I take this CD-ROMs that have that like protective coating in the middle, and then I take the CD-ROM, and I actually take and cut this little piece out, one piece at a time. And it's almost like cotton. The other thing I do is I take cotton swabs, and I'll take and peel these up so that you get this little tail. And I'll actually take the glue and stick it in there into the CA. Usually I use my non-foam safe thick or medium. And I will just stick that in there, let it dry for a second, then I pull it out and just kind of reapply that. And the next thing you know, you've kind of fiberglassed that part together. And it becomes an extremely strong joint, but be careful. This will react very fast, and it can burn your eyes and throat if you're not careful, because it reacts a lot quicker with all that surface area. So just be real careful you don't get burned. And obviously with this, you just got to make sure you have enough play so that it can move free, but it doesn't have enough play that you can't get it back in, because they point opposite directions. So real quick, I want to show you one other thing. We're going to open the mains back here. You can see I had to do the same thing back here because this thing broke itself the first time I opened it. And so I had to ended up breaking it on another flight where, we didn't end up crashing as a result, just the door was hanging loose. So it didn't cause me to stop flying or anything, but nothing really came of it. And then I also re-clear coated this nacelle because I don't know if there was a scrape on it or not, but you got this little black speck, which is annoying, but I can live with that. So anyway, guys, it's working. And then real quick, rudder, ailerons tied into that too. So ailerons, both sides, and then we'll just go full flap so you can see the full flap function. And then of course rudder, and then elevator. So everything is working, guys, in terms of controls. And we'll just we'll give you another shot. In fact, I'll give you a dark shot of this so that you can see what it looks like. It looks so cool with those lights, guys. Those tail lights, the logo lights, just look so cool, I think. But the wing inspection lights and all that doesn't do it any justice. But you can see the nacelles. You can see how that lights it up, because one of these is actually an engine inspection and one is a wing inspection. So and I'm sure you've noticed this in the video, but when the gear closed, then of course, you know, the landing lights shut off. But I keep the wing inspection lights on and the actual logo lights, which, you know, this plane is a little bit much to be flying in the dark, but those strobes have actually saved me one time. And between the strobes and then this tail, you can see those from a long ways away, so it really helps with orientation, because I've talked about the complaint where the gray wings kind of blend in with the background of a cloudy sky. So thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate your support, watching all my videos and stuff. She'll be up flying again hopefully really soon. Keep watching.